I don't literally believe this. It's kind of hard to believe. It's kind of shocking. It's like whoever had went. Hold on. Ever listen to Ozzy? Is I mean I didn't I knew like his health was going away. What's up, Zach? I knew from like watching his shows and just listening through radio waves of how he was acting and how his health was and everything. I would hear about it. I would hear about Ozzy, and I've said this on live multiple times that like when I was in high school, my mom bought me the first his first CD after getting out of Black Sabbath, and that was like literally the first book I started reading about of musicians. Because they had an autobiography or kind of a biography about Ozzy and how he started with Ozzy and after him leaving Black Sabbath and everything. So I was 16 whenever I got Blizzard of Oz, and my mom's like, "You listen to him, don't you?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course I do. I listen to Ozzy." And just I feel a certain way towards Ozzy. Unlike hearing the news when Prince passed away, I really didn't believe Prince passed away at the time he passed away. I didn't really believe that he passed away, Prince. I mean, I didn't ever really listen to Prince. No offense to Prince, but when I got on my cell phone because I went to work surprisingly today, they called me and said, "Hey, come in." They I didn't care to go to work. But I get home and get on here and see that Ozzy passed away. And I had to literally look through and make sure he really passed away. If it was some news that people were putting out there, just this fakery and a hoax and everything. And, so I went through it and it was just like, it broke me. I actually teared up. For the ones that ever went to Ozfest, for the ones that actually collect Ozzy Osbourne items, I mean, people already know, like, he did, eat on accident, he ate a bat's head. I believe that's true, He did it for a show. I mean, I'm going to tell you something. I don't think anyone could be Ozzy. No one could be Ozzy. He had that one kind of voice when he sang. What's up, Timothy? I like Timothy Johnson. Oh, and there's Zachy. But when you would hear Ozzy, his songs, like, dude, Crazy Train was one of my top favorites. Crazy Train and Mr. Crowley. And there's one song that does make me cry by Ozzy. There's one song that actually puts me to tears. And it was his last song that, if I'm not mistaken, that was played at his ending show. I don't know if any musician has ever done that. Had a last show. I mean, I'm sure his family knew his passing and everything. He was going to pass and everything, But his last show, for all who ever went to shows and went to that last show, that last song he played was a song and is a song that puts me to tears half the time. And knowing that, and the reason why it ever made me cry and why it does, is because the first time I ever heard it, I was having a bad day and I heard it and it made me just feel a bit better that day. You know, it saddened me up, but made me know that, hey, mom, I'm coming home. A lot of people didn't like Ozzy because of he was dark and scary looking and all that nonsense. But honestly, I watched the Osbournes. I watched the Osbournes. I watched it. It was on MTV, Jack. And then later on, like a couple years ago, they were doing the one show whenever him and Jack would go do these trips and do crazy stuff. You know, whenever that was what I don't know how many years ago that happened, but with that legend gone, he's not gone, man. Ozzy's not gone, really. You know, to me, his music is gonna be played through years and years and years because look, we still have some cats playing their music even though they're gone right now. I mean, look at Alice in Chains, Lane Staley. You hear Lane Staley all the time. So they left behind some good music. I mean, isn't Ozzy wasn't Ozzy on Little Nicky on that movie Little Nicky? I think he was. I think he was on that movie. He was, right? Right. So if you've seen Little Nicky, he was on that one movie too. I actually got in trouble going to see that movie. I was in elementary and I had this big brother from Big Brothers and Big Sisters, and he took me to that movie. My mom, I got in trouble by my mom going to see that movie because Adam Sandler does that finger thing, you know. Wow. I mean, I didn't really want to read about his health and everything because he lives through us. I mean, Ozzy, man. Like I said, a lot of people didn't like him. A lot of people didn't like him because he he looked a certain way, but he really put out a lot of good music. My mom got me his CD, which is crazy. You know what I mean? Like she's like, "Do you listen to this guy?" And I do. And I was I was at an age that knew all that, so it's kind of bonkers that he's gone. But he knew what he was doing. His family knew what was going on. And if I'm not mistaken, Ozzy donated all that money to Parkinson's disease. I mean, he did a little bit better than Robin Williams. God rest his soul too. But I don't know why Robin Williams couldn't live through that whenever Ozzy went through the whole thing. Ozzy was one of those guys that, you know, I'm sure he was a hardcore guy. I mean, he is a hardcore guy. To my knowledge, that guy was a sailor, man. No, I'm kidding. He was a good he was a good musician. I'm sure he cared about his family. It's I wish I could play his music, but it's copyright. I have to buy some music to be able to play on here. But then I'm gonna tell you something. When you buy music to play on your videos, once you start paying for this, I'm not sure. This is what I've seen, I guess. Or, you know, I think if you buy this music, you know, buy music to play on your YouTube videos, that once you quit paying for that music, you gotta like delete that video because of the fact that you don't have, you're not paying for that music to be on there. So I'm gonna cut it off right now. Thank you for watching, and long live Ozzy Osbourne. Peace out. I gotta eat.